misperceived, misconceived, I don't know what word I'm thinking there. Hey guys, welcome back. Today I want to talk about the difference between allowance and acceptance. It's often that we hear that when we're going through a bad time or we're feeling uncomfortable in any way that we have to accept it, that we are feeling this way in order for it to change. But something that I realized recently is that when you think about accepting the negative or uncomfortable emotion or feeling, normally you may think that you have to do something, that you have to accept this. It's almost like a second job. It's almost like you have to do something in order for it to change. That this feeling, this emotion is not naturally accepted already. Of course, nobody wants to feel pain. Nobody wants to feel suffering. Nobody wants to feel uncomfortable. So we have to accept it in order for it to change. But when you are happy, when you're filled with joy, when you're feeling total bliss, do people tell you that you have to accept that emotion? You see, we often look at the negative or uncomfortable emotions as something that shouldn't be happening. Again, we don't want to feel it. It does feel uncomfortable, but does that mean it doesn't have a place to be experienced within us? All of our emotions are allowed to be there. They are allowed to be expressed. We don't have to do anything else. We don't have to accept it. It's already been given permission to be here. When you think that you have to accept it, you think, I have to give it permission to be experienced in my body in order for me to come out of this strong and happy. The emotion doesn't care about that. The emotion is already being expressed because it is already allowed to be expressed. If you want or believe that you have to do something to this emotion in order for it to feel better within, you may be living in the illusion that we are in control of our emotions. The emotion is there to be expressed. We may have caused the emotion, and that's where we have more control on whether the emotion was caused by our own thinking or maybe by external factors in our reaction. That's where we have the control. But once the emotion is already being expressed, once it already comes up and is being expressed, you really don't have to do anything. You don't have to accept it in order for it to change. You don't have to sit with it and be there and analyze it and give it reasoning, give it explanation for being there. It is allowed to be there. That is the difference. When the emotion is already being expressed, the only thing that we can do is know and realize that it is allowed to be expressed. It has already been given permission. You don't have to give it permission to be expressed. If it didn't have permission, it wouldn't be expressed. It wouldn't be happening. Accepting it in order for it to remove itself out of your life won't do anything. It is allowed to be here. So if you want to be at peace with the painful emotion, with the uncomfortable emotion, with the tension within your body, the pressure on your chest, the dryness in your throat, all the different symptoms that comes with the uncomfortable emotion, realize that it is allowed to be there. Don't do any extra work. Doing the extra work is causing more resistance. is making the emotion last longer. It wants to be expressed, and if you would allow it to be expressed, it may go on its way faster than if you were sitting there saying, I have to accept this, I have to accept this, I have to. It's already there. Just let it be. Allow it to be. It's already allowed to be there. When we think of acceptance, it can be misperceived, misconceived, I don't know what word I'm thinking there, but it can be misunderstood that we have to do something to this emotion. But why would we have to do something to our uncomfortable emotions, but not to our happy, good feeling, joyful emotions? Why does it only work for the opposite? It shouldn't. All of the emotions wrapped up together are allowed to be there. The next time you find yourself with a negative emotion and you're saying to yourself, well, what if I did accept it? It's already here. You don't have to accept it anymore. It's already here. The acceptance became usually maybe before the emotion started. Maybe the acceptance of whatever you're reacting to or whatever you are thinking about. That's the beforehand. It's already being expressed. Now it's to jump into the allowance. It's allowed to be here. So now I'm just going to allow it to be here because it already is. Nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do to stop it from being expressed. The next time you find yourself with that emotion that's uncomfortable and you think, I have to accept this in order for it to move on, you're like ending its lifeline. It's allowed to be here. Just because it's painful and uncomfortable, why can't it be here? The body can take the symptoms, the pressure in the chest, the dryness in the throat, the banging on the head. The body was built for that. You don't have to worry about that. The body's going to move on. It's going to be okay. But it just feels, yes, it feels uncomfortable. It feels painful. But why does happiness have more of a love and desire than the pain, than the uncomfortable, than the depression, the sadness? It has just as much permission to be expressed within your body as happy, joy, bliss, excitement. They all go down the same line of emotions. You don't have to accept them. They are already allowed to be expressed. You don't have to explain them away. You don't have to analyze them. They are already being expressed. The key to love the whole range of emotions that can be expressed within our bodies, within this human experience. That's the best that you can do. Because the whole range is allowed to be there. So love each and every one of them. Each and every phase. Thank you for watching. I hope this video has helped you as much as it always benefits me. Know that I'm sending you love, light, and happiness. Thank you.